Self up. I'm Nicholas Galitzine.
And I'm Dolph Lundgren.
And we're spilling the E.T.
I have the power!
So Dolph, I'm going to kick it off.
Sure.
You made He-Man before superhero franchises became what they are today. Did it feel groundbreaking at the time, or did you have no idea the character would still be talked about nearly 40 years later?
Yes and no. It felt groundbreaking because I was going to play a toy, and I wasn't too crazy about that. I didn't know how that was going to come off, and of course, it feels crazy that the character's still alive and still kicking, and people love this franchise 40 years later. I could never have expected that.
Mr. Allen! It's Adam, dude.
If young Nick could see you now as He-Man, what do you think his reaction would be?
Young Nick had no desire to even act, so I think he would be very, very confused and very, very surprised. You know, the people actually I admired very much growing up were athletes, especially rugby players, who kind of have this sort of He-Man physique. So I think Nick would be very happy with how he sort of developed physically. E.T. has been with you since the very beginning of your career. Let's take a look at the clip from the E.T. vault.
This is my first starring role, and anything goes wrong, I'm the one who gets it, because it's my name out there, you know, above the titles. It's my name. So it's very important to me, of course, that the film is a success, and that things are coordinated, especially in respect to my character when I appear.
Wow.
That's so trippy.
I like the fashion. The purple, I love it.
That is a very good shot. When you see that 29-year-old version of yourself, what stands out, and how did you handle the pressure of stepping into such an iconic role so early on?
You know, I was a chemical engineering student. I was a martial artist, and then suddenly I was in this big movie called Rocky IV that, you know, was a huge hit, and playing a Soviet villain. And then I was going to play this American hero in He-Man, and it was overwhelming, the whole thing, getting famous, moving over from Sweden to America, moving to LA, coming to Hollywood. And when I made Masters, I was in the midst of all of that. So it was, my life had changed very quickly, and it was hard for me to deal with, really. I think actually the training and the acting kind of kept me sane, I would say. Could have easily self-destructed back in the 80s. There was a little more partying going on and a little crazier back then than now, maybe.
Whose idea was it for you to get your degree in chemical engineering?
My dad was a chemical engineer.
Okay. So it was a family prescribed degree.
Yeah, I was trying to impress him and get a scholarship, and also because I couldn't afford to travel to America, so by getting scholarships I could travel.
Oh wow.
What was the most challenging part of getting into He-Man shape that people wouldn't expect?
I mean, I would say actually when you're bulking, the amount of food that you have to eat. You know, there's a level of food to me which is a fun amount to eat, and I feel like I was given more than that. That transition between, you know, the 5,000 calories I think I had when I was bulking to, you know, overnight, you know, cutting to 2,000 calories for my cut. I mean, I felt like my body was going into shock. It was the strangest thing, but most people, I think, would assume eating a lot of food is fun, but I think in this circumstance, it's not so fun.
I agree. Yeah, I remember those days.
Concur.
Yeah.
He-Men concur. We have one more clip to show you from the 1986 Masters of the Universe set. Oh my God, look at that guy. I remember this.
Now let me do some curls. 5, 6, 7, 8.
How physically demanding was it to maintain that physique for 7 straight months, and did you have any go-to foods or guilty pleasures while trying to stay in shape?
Well, obviously it was very difficult, as you know. You know, you have to watch what you eat. You gotta work out and pump up every day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And especially shooting nights. We did like 58 nights in a row because the whole movie takes place at night.
That's so true. I didn't
Because
think about
you know, we come down,
Yeah.
we arrive like at sunset, and we leave at sunrise or moonrise at Grayskull or something. So your whole system is screwed up, you know. But I think, you know, I had that with me from Rocky IV, where we'd have one cheat day, like every Saturday we'd have some cheesecake. And eventually I ended up eating the whole cheesecake. I'd go up to Stallone's house and like, hey boss, we're here with the cheesecake, and then we'll split it or something. And I kept that up. So during Masters, I think I did the same thing.
I could have done with some cheesecake. There was one day.
I'll bring you some next time.
Yeah. We'll break bread with some cheesecake together.
That sword is gonna show me the way home.
Sir, you can't do that.
What did you learn about your own self-belief through stepping into the He-Man role?
Well, look, it's interesting in hearing you talk about, your experience on Rocky and then coming, to do Masters. I mean, you sort of, I suppose, understood what was required of you. You'd done an action film before, and I'd say the thing that was surprising for me is this was my first big action movie, especially embodying a character like this. I wasn't physically in the shape yet, and so, you're trusting a lot of people, your trainer, your nutritionist, your chef, trusting all of these people to get you there. And I don't know if you ever had these days, like when you were training and getting bigger, where, I'd come in some mornings and I couldn't lift what I'd lifted the day before, and it was just so demoralizing, and I really beat myself up. Just going through all of those trials and tribulations for those 5 months, when you finally set foot on set and you're wearing the costume, you really feel like you've earned it. I think the mental challenge was almost more difficult than the physical challenge.
I agree.
Yeah.
And you look great.
Thank you.
No,
That's high praise.
It was cool, man. It was great. I was really, I was really impressed. So nice
Thank you,
job.
Dolph. Thank you, man.
I'll never kneel to you.
Okay, Dolph. Why do you think He-Man has remained such a timeless character for so many decades?
That's a good question. The movie has sort of slowly started overtaking Rocky IV in popularity in my life. A lot of fans want me to sign the master stuff, and it used to be only Ivan Drago. There's something charming about the movie and the character. There's something nostalgic and kind of fairy tale about Prince Adam.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these other superheroes, they don't really have that sort of vulnerability and kindness that he has, And I think that's what makes it kind of a combination of Marvel and like a fairy tale.
He's not a typical superhero,
No.
and it's not, just a fantasy film. I think you're completely right. It's obviously one of the things that seemingly drew us both to this character is he has a strong moral compass, but a vulnerability that really endears the people around him.
Yeah, there's like a boyishness to him.
Exactly.
And he's not really, he doesn't have all the answers. Like some of the other guys, they have the cool suit. They live in the bat cave.
Yeah.
They're super smart. They got all the best
they got all the
answers.
kit.
They have the kit.
Certainly, my Adam, he doesn't have the kit when we first meet him working in HR.
No, I like that. I thought it was great. I think all of that makes the character, really special and endearing.
Yeah, I agree.
By the power of Grayskull.
You're introducing this character to a whole new generation. What do you hope today's kids connect with most